This is exciting. We have our first official overlanding HipCamper. He has a super capable vehicle, and so he's going to elect to try to go for our crown jewel spot. Too easy, dude. Are you kidding me? Absolutely too easy. Real cool event going on today. We got an overlanding race that takes place over 600 miles for 24 hours, and all sorts of cars and vehicles out. It's like 150 vehicles, I think. But this is the starting place, and they're ending in Point Pleasant at the Mothman statue. Sounds like a really fun time. So the Overlanders ended up coming down last night and making their camp here on this other level plot that we have. This is the fail-safe spot. You know, if you go up there and you decide, it's not for me, you can come down. You still have a view of the rocks. Obviously not as spectacular as being up there, but still a really good place to make camp. And they're headed out for a hike with the pups. So we're gonna head up and do a little bit of some more work on the yurt. I promise I'm not choosing the time of day that has the sun shining in such a way that you'll always see shadows, but it's just the way that this bowl is sort of laid out. I apologize for the lack of continuity with some of this, because there have been some updates since the last time I've been able to shoot, and you've been able to see what I'm doing. So we're gonna get a bunch of stuff unpacked from my truck and start to get a few more decorations and living use items and luxuries into the yurt. We've got 2 beds, which I think I've already talked about, and they're incredible. I added a fire extinguisher. We got a trash can that's really cool. Automated. Found that for $7 at the Weaver's Market. We got a little bucket just in case for random odds and ends, umbrellas, whatever. A nice fan. Really nice fan, actually. Shout out Elevated Experiences. That is a huge addition in the summer when these windows will open up and you can get some through draft going. I have a bunch of lights I'm going to install today. I got a little bit of some electrical to do. I got this floodlight that is incredibly bright and awesome. It's going to go outside and help campers, as well as illuminate the area for the massive amounts of trail cameras that are around here. And yeah, I started to add some decorations. We got a little shelf here that'll be useful for people to put a few knickknacks and things in while they're here. Just some interesting books in case they want to relax and unwind. Some ammo cans that are full of useful like bug sprays and things like that. Just a lot of stuff that's here to really increase the experience of being in a really nice luxury yurt. Oh, and you gotta have some cedar to help keep the pests away. Also have a pest rock that Holly's checking out right now. It's like an artificial rock that has rodent control in it. Don't lick that. That's not a great idea. And out here, I got some projects. I got materials to build the A-frames that I was speaking about. Got some tools and supplies for those anchor posts to reinforce them. And yeah, we're gonna get to work. Ground nails that I used are of a usual combination with these pieces of steel called Super Strut. They're used a lot of times for like stop signs, and they're really, really strong, really beefy. What I usually do is hammer the ground nails into them and then attach the like a quick link or some kind of metal connector to one of these first 2 connecting points, and then angle the ground nails in opposing directions as they go through each of these, and it creates an incredibly strong anchor. I've put them into sand in North Carolina in the Outer Banks and put in a slack line, and we pulled it really, really tight. And these size held on one side where we're using just exclusively 3 of these as the anchor, and a cooler as the A-frame. So I'm going to replace this here This one most certainly needs an A-frame, which means when the direction of pull starts pulling up on it, it's going to make it just even more likely that these things that are coming out already are going to come out more. One task done, and I'm feeling like I'm being productive. I think the next thing to do is go inside, put up some lights. I have Christmas lights, which are going to be very nice, twinkly, and decorative. And the idea with them is on the sides of the yurt, there are these little sewn in with plastic bits. So I think circularly going around the whole yurt with the lights will be really a nice effect. If you don't want to have like a really bright central lantern on. And this yurt will have power, so it makes sense to have some lights for nighttime. Yet another thing crossed off the list. Worked out really, really well. Goes completely around and is going to be beautiful in here. And worked out to be the exact perfect length so that I could get 4 strands at the entrance, 1 strand going around. It is the Fourth Moon Yurt, after all. This is called the Fourth Moon Yurt. So I have this really cool, wow, it's like a mirror. Metallic print photo that was done from the property and during a time when the blood moon was passing directly through the gunsight notch. This photographer is outrageously good. I can't speak enough positive praise about him. I actually have done a couple projects with him beyond him just coming on the property and working his magic. And those projects I'll maybe link to a video that describes what we did, but suffice to say, he has a lot of specialty in obtaining just very unique images, and they're incredible. And this video does not do justice to how this translates. It's almost like iridescent because of the way it reflects the light. And again, it's like a mirror. I can't really describe how beautiful it is. He really captured it very well. So here in this yurt, because this is named the Fourth Moon Yurt, I think this will be really pretty on this sliding door. And I'm going to try to fix it on there. It's like this, little sliding door. And hopefully I can fix it in a way that it doesn't move around while people slide the door open and close, because this deserves to be in here. Looks pretty good. Oops, sorry, Holly. Looks pretty level. Nothing terribly that catches the eye, Cool. Really coming along. It's starting to look really cozy in here. Got many more outfittings to come. But right now it's already looking like a really nice place to stay. My next task is to mount this motion activated floodlight up on the old hickory tree there, and I'm going to use my truck as a little ladder to stand up so I can get this thing pretty high. I know a lot of people might not be familiar with A-frames, but they're used in a variety of ways to take an anchor that might be on the ground and sort of elevate it up. And so this is a good example right here with this one in front of me. An A-frame would be a construction of, wood or steel or some kind of supporting material, structural material that would go underneath some point here on the anchor, and you can see elevated up. If I put something here, then the anchor has to come at a significantly higher place. So around here on the sides where the anchors have gone, over the hill, there's a natural slope. I'm just going to use simple white oak to make A-frames, and I'll show you how that's done. All right, finished product looks pretty good. We have the reinforced ground anchors with the super strut and the ground nails. We're going to start building off some rocks to hold down. We have A-frames that are being used in a hang frame configuration. And yeah, the tent is much more structurally straight and elevated. The inside looks amazing. All right, this is all I sort of can muster for today. Looking pretty good. Going to close up shop and head out. I was able to cut up a little bit of some firewood by trimming up a little bit of the tree branches that are around that hickory. And I added a really cool touch to the tent. We got a cool little West Virginia keychain when you open it to go in. Beautiful day. Got one more task on my way out. When the overlanders down there drove up to the top last night, just made me a little bit worried about the cement footers that are on the ground that we laid last season for the ultra spectacular structure that we plan on building there. So I want to head up there with some caution tape and just sort of put some flagging around them so that just in case someone drives up there, they see them, they don't destroy their vehicle, they don't destroy the hard work we put in. You can sort of see how it might not be too obvious, especially that one that's like hidden. All right, taped out the perimeter here. It's a lot more obvious. You can see the footers because they're connected. I think I'm going to come back through with some stakes and put some flags in as well. Drop my tape and it rolled down the hill. So we can grab that on the way back to the truck. Woo. Come on, Holly.